A very warm welcome to everyone. Today, I, Reeeya Khanna, an intern under Lexis and Company, am here virtually to express my views on stalking under the Indian Penal Code. Definition of stalking. Stalking is a constant communication which will make you feel frightened or abused. You may be stalked by someone who watches you or often calls you. Stalkers can also use apps to harass you by sending unwelcome emails or messages from social media. About 1 in 6 women in her lifetime have witnessed stalking. Women are twice as likely to be stalked as men are. Stalking is a crime. History of stalking. The Indian Penal Code, which became a colonial law in 1860, did not mention stalking as an offense. The only protection for women was for sexual harassment under Section 354 and Section 509 under the IPC for using words or gestures to insult a woman's modesty. Under the Indian Penal Code, Section 354, anyone who assaults a woman believing it will offend her modesty is liable to be prosecuted by law. The magistrate did not always consider cases of sexual assault until the Supreme Court unambiguously instructed the magistrate in Rupan Deol Bajaj versus Kanwar Pal Singh Gill in 1995 to accept the complaint under Section 354, read with Section 509. A big step in acknowledging women as objects of sexual harassment in various forms was the landmark judgment Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan in 1997 discussing sexual harassment at workplace. Another important judgment which broadened the subject's jurisprudence in service law was that of the Apparel Export Promotion Council versus A.K. Chopra, ruled that every act of sexual harassment resulted in the violation of fundamental right of women workers to equality and their right to freedom, right to life and personal liberty. In a leading case of Priya Mattu case, a young law student, a stalker Santosh Singh, the son of a former IPS officer, raped her and murdered her in her Vasant Kunj home. Mattu pleaded with police, but nothing happened. Multiple complaints lodged with Vasant Kunj and RK Puram police in February and August 1995 forced Singh to give police undertakings, but they were not disincentive. Mattu was alone at home on January 23, 1996, when she was raped by Singh and then killed. Afterwards, the case was transferred to CBI in 1996. The trial court convicted Singh in December 99, giving him the benefit of doubt. The High Court ruled and awarded him the death penalty. He was later granted life imprisonment by the Supreme Court in December 2010. In 2013, the Criminal Law Amendment Act was passed through the Justice Verma Committee after the multitude of crimes against women and the increasing violence. Online as well as offline, stalking has been identified as an offense under Section 354D. The 2013 Amendment Act also introduced reforms to crimes involving sexual harassment, voyeurism, trafficking, etc., resulting in severe penalties for such offenses. Section 354D of the Indian Penal Code 1860 defines stalking as any man who follows a woman and contacts or attempts to contact such women to foster personal interaction repeatedly despite a clear indication of disinterest by such woman, or monitors the use by a woman of the internet, email, or any other form of electronic communication commits the offense of stalking, provided that such conduct shall not amount to stalking if the man who pursued it proves that it was pursued for the purpose of preventing or detecting crime, and the man accused of stalking had been entrusted with the responsibility of prevention and detection of crime by the state, or it was pursued under any law or to comply with any condition or requirement imposed by any person under the law, or in the particular circumstances such conduct was reasonable and justified. Classification of offense. Whoever commits the offense of stalking shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment for either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, and shall be also liable to fine, which is a cognizable and a bailable offense and can be tried by any magistrate, and be punished on a second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and shall also be liable to fine, which is a cognizable and a non-bailable offense triable by any magistrate. Stalking can also take the form of unwanted telephone calls, computer messages, writing letters, etc. Or it can also happen on an online platform when a man watches and harasses a woman on the internet, email, or any other form of electronic communication. Thank you so much.